Okay guys, let's talk about it. Oh my goodness. So on my previous video, right, I told you about Zari and Shakib and this information that is going around on social media, honey, that Shakib apparently refused to sign the divorce papers because he insisted on 50% of Zari's earnings, but based off of what I read there, he wants what they generated together when they were together for that 5 years, okay? Again, I say allegedly, honey, okay? Because I haven't seen it directly from Shakib. I'm only seeing it from different media outlets, okay? So I'll put that one out there. So, I told you that I hope that Zari made Shakib sign the prenup because, you know, Zari was the one who had the most to lose, right? When I had the money that they generated together, I started thinking maybe Netflix money or maybe the appearance money, like the one they went in the UK and so on and so forth. Probably they did some things that we did not know about. There's a page that is going back and forth with people on the B1TCHKOL's page, and of course there are some idiots who think that is actually Zari just because the page have a blue marker and they can't even look at the name to know that this is not even Zari. That's a fan page. If you go and check at the page, this on your left, that is Zari's page. The other one is Zari's fan page. It's even written there. But this fan page, of course, is defending Zari, of course, because, you know, people are, you know, trolling as always. You all know that it's the woman who will always receive the short end of the stick, even if they're the ones who were wronged. Unfortunately, the society always demonize the woman or character assassinate the woman. So B1TCHKOL wrote this in a quote, Juma. Okay, waeleweshe, this person was definitely telling Juma like, awaeleweshe watu anachokitaka Shakib sio kuwagawana mali zote na Zari, bali mali walizochuna yeye ukiwa pamoja na Zari. Hiyo kisheria inaruhusiwa na ni haki yake, mfano mapato ya Netflix, So this person was letting Juma Lokole know that Shakib only wants some parts of the earnings that they accumulated while they were together, right? And that's where everything was coming in. Remember in my previous video, I told you that, you know, I wasn't sure if they did civil and religion, because I remember Zari talking about how they already married religiously, but if they went ahead and did it also civilly, then that will be, you know, some grounds to probably ask for this 50% of the earnings, right? So I went in to do my own research, honey. But first, even before I would go there, this person who was fan page, which was, of course, talking on behalf of Zari, they brought in a quote. Of course, some people still don't know that it's not even Zari. Some of them, they're saying it's Zari pseudo. I don't know if Zari have that much time to create a whole page just to post pictures of hers that she's already posted. So this person saying in a quote, you like to gossip about this divorce case. In Islam marriages, did they start? And if there is a division, then that clothing store in Uganda, because when Shakib was getting married, it didn't have one. You like to come make up stories to get stories. Shakib himself, when he sees these stories, he just laughs. Okay. So this lady was talking about, you know, how in Islam, there's no any division of property wherever the divorce is happening. I know of that also in tradition, right? The only division only comes when it's the government marriage, okay? Okay, so I went in Google, honey. Google is your best friend. Once information is on social media, just especially on YouTube, just go and Google it. You'll be able to find most of this information. And of course, Google say Zarina Hassan and Shakib Lutaya had a religious wedding, okay? Religious. It wasn't civil. So specifically, A tradition Islamic ceremony. The couple held two celebrations. The nikah ceremony on April 2023. They initially tied the knot in a private, intimate Islam wedding called a nikah in Pretoria, South Africa. During this religious ceremony, they wore traditional Islamic attire, exchanged the vows, and Zari famously requested Quran from Shakib as a dowry. We remember that story, you guys. I'm sure if you've been keeping up with Mlutayas, or rather with Zari, you will know that Zari talked about how her dowry was a Quran, right? Okay, you guys. They also continue to say they. Okay, ha 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 ha. The white wedding. In October 2023, they later hosted lavish all-white wedding ceremony in South Africa. Was attended with their family. Okay, so I'm thinking that the white wedding was just for ceremony, celebratory, okay? It was like a reception. It wasn't a wedding. A wedding had already happened, okay? Even though I know of people who do both Islamic and, of course, civil. I know people who do tradition and civil still, because, you know, civil is very importante, okay? Anyway, tell me how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. And, of course, the fan page continue to talk on behalf of Zari, saying things like, you know, if it was Netflix money. So, since we've already found out that it was a traditional wedding, then I don't think there are grounds to where Shakib can come out, you know what I'm saying, to tell Zari that, you know, he wants 50%. That on itself, or rather that alone, is like a prenup, right? That when things go wrong, it will not even be complicated. You know what I'm saying? Because I would think if they had like a civil wedding, divorces usually are not easy, and it's getting married is easy. Divorce is not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Especially since Zari have South African. I don't know if it's dual South African and Uganda, but they got married in South Africa. So obviously Zari used her status in South Africa, and Lutaya, of course, married a South African to have the South African citizenship. Anyway, it is what it is. Tell me how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. In my opinion, I feel like fan bases who have a whole Zari's picture like that with a blue check, they should stay away from this mess, honey. It doesn't involve them. Come with pseudo account, Miss Mamas. Anyway, keep it classy.